A rogue Odablock tries to distract his opponent at pool as RuneScape creators spectate. Odablock couldn't have an easier shot now. When you don't hit the black ball, you instantly lose. Good game. RuneScape had a ton of great moments from the 25th anniversary creator event, but now that all the creators are back, what updates do they have to look forward to? Welcome back to RuneScape Chronicles, and in this week's episode, will Jagex finally crush the wilderness bots with this new update? Why is everyone so excited for RuneScape in 2026? And how can you make hundreds of mils from playing Deadman mode this year? And lastly, a dry streak so impossible, it turns out that Jagex actually admitted it was bugged. Let's get into it. It's Wednesday, which means we got a brand new game update today. Players will now have the ability to store boat facilities and move them to other ships using the brand new facility bottles. These bottles can be found in various types of salvages around the seas. The bank user interface also has been overhauled and looks completely different. The opinions on this are mixed, to say the least. But the part of the update I'm most excited for are the wilderness adjustments. They've made some changes to counter the bots. For example, entering the layers of Callisto, Venadatus, and Vedion now requires completion of the medium wilderness diary. This is really huge. These bosses have been notoriously overrun with bots, crashing the price of, for example, the Void Waker. It's not worth much now. But what about the singles versions of the bosses? Entering the layers of Ardeo, Spindle, and Calvarion now requires the completion of the hard wilderness diary. The requirement used to be the medium wilderness diary. So for those of you who have the medium wilderness diaries completed already, it may seem a bit annoying that you have to go train more stats for something you've already unlocked. But this is a pretty necessary change. These bosses drop some very useful resources and items, so the bots have to go. And hopefully with the Void Waker getting deleted through the Grand Exchange now and then, the price can be restored. And if you're a defense restricted account, don't worry, none of the wilderness achievement diary steps require a defense level. But Kemp, can't the botters just bot up these new stats? That's true, but I feel like Jagex would expect this, and hopefully they'll be closely monitoring certain skilling locations. At the very least, it's going to delay the bots. But wildy bosses aren't the only piece of content which got a new requirement, because chests at the Rogue's Castle will now provide no loot without the completion of the medium wilderness diary. But you will still receive the same experience from the chests. Last week, you'll remember we talked about the legacy Java client getting retired. There's nothing about it in today's patch notes, but if you try launching the client, you'll get this error message. So a portion of the botters will be in shambles today, not knowing what to do. With some players suggesting that up to 50,000 bots have just lost access to RuneScape because they haven't updated over to RuneLite yet. It seems like Jagex is really taking a proactive stance. Well, not proactive, but you know, they are reacting at least to the bots. In even bigger news, the Winter Summit just happened, and with it, all of the new reveals for 2026. So let's not waste any time and get right into it. The Blood Moon Rises is the end to the Epic Myrique quest line, set to launch in the summer of this year. And while not much is known about the quest itself, we do know what to expect in terms of what the quest will be bringing after its completion. Completing the quest will reward you with a brand new upgrade to the Blisterwood Flail, as well as a special attack weapon. Players will also gain access to the land of the Vampirum, the vampire's ancestral homeland. And here, players will find a wide variety of skilling activities and PvM encounters to do. Bloodwood trees will be a new woodcutting method for players, providing competitive XP rates with other methods. And with the biggest draw being the Bloodwood sap, a material used in the creation of the new Seeker arrows. Players will be able to take any log and use the new sap on it. Any logs that have the new sap used on them can be turned into Seeker arrow shafts, making higher level logs particularly valuable. And Seeker arrow shafts can be used with any arrow tip and grants the arrow some additional ranged accuracy and 2 minimum hits, meaning your lowest successful hit would be a 3. So these kind of sound like the god arrows RuneScape players had in RuneScape 2. Also, there's a new hunter method that will be available. This is a 2-part hunter method involving getting bait and then using the bait to catch the new birds. You can expect a more relaxed AFK hunter method with a focus on experience rather than any major item rewards. Also, a brand new fishing activity, Leech Fins, will be a medium effort fishing activity with a not so appetizing sandwich to go with it. Venators are a brand new vampire alternative Slayer monster being added and requiring 74 Slayer to kill, and will serve as a more lenient way for players to receive blood shards. Are they going to be task only? Not exactly. You will need a task to kill them. However, the blog hints at something the vampires may grant you special access to if you help them enough, which is Interesting. And the last thing we're getting with the Blood Moon Rises is a new boss, the Maggot King. This fight will be a solo instant fight sitting around the difficulty of Phosani's Nightmare and the Inferno. Wow, that's a lot. That also means some big rewards though, with the Necklace of Pursuit as one of them. It'll be a brand new best in slot ranged amulet, directly upgrading from the Anguish. There will also be a Crimson Bludgeon, a brand new special attack weapon, which will be especially strong against low defense enemies. Overall, this is going to be a huge update, again, coming out in the summer. And if you like our updates, then make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. That would go a long way. Okay, so other than the Blood Moon quest, what else got announced at the summit? We got some more information about League 6, the Demonic Packs. First of all, Misthalin will not be the starting area this time around. You will instead be starting this league in a new version of Yama's Lair, but not much is known more about that. New Echo bosses and items are set to make a return, and sailing will not be part of this league, confirmed by the JMods. But what about the most important part? The rewards. This league is no stranger to some cool rewards featuring a Demonic Packs outfit, this epic throne, a Thrall Imp, and a Demon Butler override, and more. Moving on now, we got a roadmap in a roadmap. What do I mean? Well, within the Winter Summit roadmap, we got an entire sailing roadmap, featuring some brand new quests, improvements to ship combat, a brand new Barracuda trial, and an expansion to one of the seas currently not accessible. And who could forget, we also got this big announcement. That's right, Raids 4 The Fractured Archive is coming to Old School, and I'm buzzing. This will be a raid scaled for 2 to 8 players and is expected to be the most difficult raid yet. None of the rewards are known at this time, but the Old School team is working hard with the community to get them just right. And what we did get is some early concept art, and it looks awesome. But Kemp, all of those things are so far in the future. What can I start preparing for now? Well, Deadman Annihilation is starting on this Friday, January 30th at 5 p.m. GMT. And if you've never played Deadman before, this is by far the best time to get into it because this season is very, very easy compared to the previous seasons. Just like last Deadman, this one will work on a point system. Anytime you complete a task in game, whether that's a combat achievement, boss kill, achievement diary, or other various tasks, you will receive points. And these points can be used in the Deadman shop to unlock sigils. Some sigils are permanent and some sigils can be attuned. Points don't only buy you sigils though. They can also buy you quest completions of nearly every storyline in the game. But you don't have to buy every quest. Here's a list of the ones which will automatically be completed for you on login. And there are also brand new breach chests. When an NPC dies with at least 30 hit points, there's a rare chance a chest spawns. This chest takes 60 seconds to open in singles and 30 seconds to open in multi-combat. And the first player to open this chest will have a guaranteed drop of some sort of extremely strong armor or weaponry. And for the first time ever, bank keys are a thing of the past, meaning you only risk what you have on you. However, players will also be able to see just how much that risk is with a bounty hunter like Skull above your head. All of your points gained during the event will be converted into points spendable in the main game Deadman mode shop once the event is done. And if you don't want to play Deadman and you just want to make money in the main game, well, swapping is a pretty good way to make some money even if you don't intend on playing. In fact, you could probably make like dozens of mils per hour. Historically, at the start of each Deadman mode, gold is worth 50 times, sometimes even 100 times more than regular gold, so players will quickly go to places like the Agility Pyramid and make tens if not hundreds of mils after swapping it all over. And if you're looking for a place to swap, we've got you covered because in the Chronicles Discord, you can go to the marketplace and swap with other players. I'll be helping people swap in there too, but just remember, if you're trading other players, you do it at your own risk. And Chronicles is not liable for anybody getting scammed. Fortunately, there is a vouch channel though, so you can just trade people that have good vouches. Have you guys ever experienced this feeling? You're going for that one drop and it feels like you should have gotten it already. So you fire up your browser and go to the wiki to double check the drop rates, only to get the drop you were going for right after. It's easy to ignore when we're lucky and hard to ignore whenever we get unlucky. But sometimes we even try to cope saying things like, the game is bugged. That's never actually the case, right? Well, Reddit user kaasuvlee was killing Elder Custodian stalkers with the hopes of getting an antler guard. These are dropped at a rate of 1 in 650, so not too common, but not too rare either. Hours pass by, and nothing. They frantically check the wiki, and there's no way that they could be this dry. 10,000 kills with no antler guard. Going dry is one thing, but this is absurd. About 15 times the drop rate. They posted to Reddit, and to everybody's surprise, Model Any responded acknowledging the issue. Yeah, that's right. For the first time in the history of Reddit, somebody complaining about going dry and the game being bugged was actually true. This was promptly hotfixed, and our protagonist of the story got their antler guard in the end, but this just unlocked a new fear. I really hope there's no other items being affected. And this week's top Discord submission comes from smokeurpipe, who just uploaded a video going for the elusive double 50 Dragon Dagger spec. Ooh, pretty close.
It said 100 there. I need to go back and watch that. I think that was a 98. Yep, that was a 98. So close, man.
Make sure to go check out his full video linked in the description. And as always, check out any other featured creators with their links in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week with another Chronicles. See you then.